Hello everybody and welcome back to Rogue Tech. This is not Rogue Tech. I keep doing that. Okay, this is Hearts of Iron. There we go. Perfect. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where you will notice we don't have any manpower. And there's a reason for that. The reason is because I decided to just get all of these going at once. We're going to let them train all the way. We're just going to let this do what it's going to do. It's going to take as long as it's going to take. It's going to take exactly the same amount of time it was going to take anyway. I might as well just let it go, because it's going to take the same amount of manpower no matter what, right? So let's just get that going, and we're going to be regenerating about 15k per month, so that's about enough to get started on training one of these per month. So you can see here that we've got 92 of our manpower here. Great. And apparently we've got enough here. Interesting. You can train without being at full manpower. That's good to know. So that means that we definitely want to do it this way. So that'll be fine. We are, of course, at peace. For now. We'll see how long that lasts. And we are continuing work on a lot of construction here. That's mostly what we're doing. We're also researching a bunch of very, very useless tank technologies. So that's wonderful. And we're also doing, you know, this whole number. Okay, that's fantastic. This is a tank brigade, and of course we'll go into Army 8. Wonderful. Heavy tank destroyer 3s. Not like we needed that, but okay. We're going to go ahead and grab the heavy SP anti-air 3. That'll be fine. No real concern there, and our manpower is going to continue to be gone, flat gone, for a while. For quite a while, in fact. But these, they're just going to continue to train away in the background. We're not too concerned about it. Wonderful. In terms of our number of tanks, we actually have enough steel for our tanks. We don't quite have enough chromium. That's actually slightly shocking to me. In fact, I would argue that that's quite shocking. How much chromium are we short on that line specifically? 280 more needed for full efficiency. Okay, so 280 is quite a lot. That's for sure. And we're not going to trade for that right now, because I'm much more interested in actually constructing all of this infrastructure. And getting this repaired, of course. And that'll also be handy. We're not really too keen on building everything else in here just yet, but it'll be a while. Let's see, 6 March before that's done repairing? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And we're not too interested in getting those either. In fact, we should probably build this before we potentially repair these. We should probably just leave them alone. They will repair on their own eventually. It's just not a speedy process. These we specifically do want to repair because they give us a good amount of resources. Excellent. And of course, once we work our way through all of these constructions, we're going to start building fortifications because we're going to need them. And we want to be at peace for a while to regenerate our manpower, if at all possible. We'll see if the allies allow that to happen, but hopefully they do. We should also do machine-assisted decryption here. There we go. Perfect. That'll be fine, and I do also want to think about freeing a lot of regions that we conquered that do not have domestic supplies of resources. That's something I want to think about. Now, everything over here pretty much has domestic supplies of resources, and that's good. We like that. This doesn't. That's something that we could potentially free. Do we want to do that, though? Is there actually a good reason for doing it? I'm not 100% convinced of that. I'm not 100% convinced of that at all. So now that I think about it, the whole thing is probably a non-starter. I don't know why I even mentioned it. We are at 92% stability. That's really solid. An enemy agent has been turned. Okay. Sure. We have ways of making you talk. So this guy is currently working in the Russian Federation on building an intel network, and we're going to leave him doing that. That'll be absolutely fine. This guy is currently working on suppressing resistance, and do we want him to be doing that there? At 32%. The answer is a solid yes. That's exactly where we want him to be. Okay, sounds great. So we, of course, do have some pretty substantial gains here. The question is, who is going to spark the next war? And the answer is either us or the Allies. On us. There's no other way that this goes. It's one of those two. So that's a thing. We do still have 3 units of armor being trained up, and that's fine. That is absolutely great. We're going to grab basic amphibious tanks. Amphibious tank battalions will be useful for us when we put together our invasion army. But again, that'll be a little while yet. Our infrastructure construction is cruising right along. We're actually proceeding fairly quickly on that one, getting quite a lot of infrastructure simultaneously created. So that's great. We do require additional chromium and additional steel. Like, we're short a lot of steel. We're short 422 steel. That's a pretty big amount of steel. There's no doubt about it. Let's see. We can't go off of limited exports, right? We can't go to closed economy. Correct. We have to be at war to go to closed economy. Sure. That'll be fine. That's something that we definitely will do. We'll grab light tank 3s. We're just cruising our way through that for right now. Just trying to clean up all of those technologies. I do want to check in, as soon as this autosave is done, on how we're doing in terms of our resources over here. There's still more resources to be gained here. So there's some damaged infrastructure. And now it's fixed. Okay, so it's mostly just the non-core controller. That said, we are gaining additional resources from our compliance. So that'll continue to come up. As far as this over here goes, we've got infrastructure damage, and we should be working on that. And our compliance will come up over time as well. So we're going to continue to get additional resources from these Russian locations that we took. Let's see, 5 of 5, and yeah, all we need up here is compliance as well. That'll just grow over time, and that is fine. We definitely want to get the Russian Federation out of the Allies so that we can attack them. That would be the ideal way to progress here. They are a supervised state of the United States. But that should go away in time, in theory. I hope. I wish. I dream. Okay, so we're going to grab region-wide industrial integration, and then we are going to continue working on our cryptology department. And we're also going to see if we can build a civilian factory anywhere. Where might we be able to build that guy? Up here? No. Maybe in Europe? Ah, yes. Okay. We'll go ahead and do that, and that, of course, becomes our absolute top priority. Fantastic. So there we go. That is underway again. And we are definitely low on manpower. There's no doubt about that. Our recruitments are coming along nicely. We are getting to the point where a lot of these are beginning to train. It looks like our manpower is going into these fairly evenly, and I actually really like that. That's really solid. That means that they'll be recruited a lot faster, which means that this is the proper way to do this, even when you're low on manpower. I kind of expected the manpower to just go down the list, but nope, that's not the way it works. So that's great. Now you'll notice I also changed this to 1 division, so as these finish up, they will also end. Excellent. So there's this guy, we don't exactly care. He's been captured by the Russian Federation, apparently. I didn't actually notice that. I guess that happened at the same time as our other stuff. We could potentially have this guy go do something about that? How do we actually free this guy? We haven't worked on that. Is that in here? Maybe. Maybe it's an action that we take against the Russian Federation. But it would have to be with the intelligence agency, right? So, rescue captured operative. Okay. So, this is how we would do this. You do not have the required network strength of 30. Okay, so this guy would then come over here and he would work on building the intel network. And what is our actual strength there? Currently 0. Okay. Exciting. Well, we'll work on rescuing him. That won't be too difficult. We, of course, do have quite a lot of troops on the Russian border. And we would definitely want to push in over here in case of a war. We would definitely want to come claim all of this down over here. And we absolutely want to push into here. That would solve our issues almost in their entirety. So that would be wonderful. Also note that Turkey is independent. That's another decent option. If we had a way to stage on Turkey. We kind of don't have a good way to stage on Turkey anyway. There is ways. We could do a naval invasion, something like that. I'm not too interested in that at this exact moment. For one thing, we're still working on our garrisons, and then we're going to work on our invasion army after that. And I'm not sure what our actual Special Forces cap is. That's definitely something that we should look at. Can we see that from here? 5%. Okay. Yeah, I actually don't know what our Special Forces cap is. I'm sure it says somewhere, but I don't actually know. So that's great. We do have these occupied territories over here. And they're currently in civilian oversight. Now, we could change those. And let's see here. This is required garrisons minus 50%. Okay. And this just changes the local police force amount. Yeah, I see. I don't think we need to change any of that. That seems completely fine. We'll send out that modern tank brigade. Fantastic. Machine-assisted decryption has finished up, so we will grab level 3 of machine-assisted decryption. Great. So how are we doing over here? We're at 11%. Well, that'll take some time. If we have to recruit a new guy, that'll be fine. No big deal, but I just wanted to kind of play with that. So that'll be interesting. Now, it does bear noting that Legionary Bulgaria has a border with Turkey. That's a thing. We could stage from Legionary Bulgaria. Do we want to? Probably not. Probably not. I think we want to continue to chill at this point. If we look at these guys, we've still generated 24 world tension. So that's a thing. I would not mind taking over Turkey. Are they guaranteed by anybody? Yes, the UK is guaranteeing Turkey. So that's a non-starter for right now. Unless the UK is guaranteeing us as well, but I don't think they are. We are guaranteed by, I think, no one. Yeah, we're guaranteed by nobody. So that's fine. We're not shocked by this. Mauritania, we have no real way to get to, since they are surrounded by allies. They have ways of making you talk. And then there's Portugal. Nationalist South Africa. Hang on a moment. Isn't this interesting? They're not currently join our faction, because neither of us are at war. Let's improve relations with them. This is fascinating. This will get us a pretty solid toehold in Africa. And let's go ahead and work on, I think, this over here. Super heavy self-propelled tank destroyer. Fantastic. This will also get us decent borders against Portugal, which is very interesting as well. They also have quite a lot of chromium and steel, which means that we're kind of interested in attacking them. If they wouldn't join our faction, we may want to actually attack them. Only 2 naval zones that we'd have to secure here. And then 1 over here. They don't have a port there. So, yeah, only 3 total naval zones that we would have to secure. That seems fairly doable. That seems very doable, in fact. So yeah, we're interested in annexing South Africa. We're very interested in this. This will gain us 3% world tension. But I don't mind. Now, we are very low on our manpower. That is definitely a thing. And we're going to continue to be low on our manpower for a while. I probably shouldn't have started that yet. Can we just cancel it and get that back? I don't think we can. Well, we're not going to get back what we spent, actually, but I'll just let it go forward for right now. I'll let it go forward for right now. And we'll see what things are like once that finishes up. But I think that's a pretty short justification, right? 125 days. Not the shortest, but I've definitely seen shorter justifications and longer justifications. Kind of a middle-of-the-road thing. Okay. That'll be fine. We are still working on bringing up our number of civilian factories. And that'll be absolutely fine as well. Our intelligence agency is getting fairly close to maxed out. But I do think that South Africa is a good option for us. So let's see here. Where are these guys set? They're set to the Bering Sea. We're going to set them to the South Central Atlantic and tell them to patrol. Next, we're going to have... Actually, we're going to send them over to the Cape of Africa and patrol. And then these guys, if I can select them, there we go, that would help. These guys, they are going to no longer be in the Mexican coast. Can I unassign that, please? I want to assign you to the Gulf of Guinea. Apparently I can't. There we go. Now they're assignable and unassignable. Perfect. Okay, so there's that done, and then we're also going to have these guys here. They are going to be no longer assigned to the Bering Sea, which apparently I still can't do. We're going to move them to the South Central Atlantic and remove them from the Bering Sea for now. Okay, so we're going to get South Africa completely surrounded like this. Next, we're going to have these guys begin preparing for a naval invasion from Rio de Janeiro all the way down to, say... Their capital is here. We're going to have them prepare for an invasion like that. These guys, they are going to prepare for a naval invasion from here to up this coast a little bit. Like so. These guys are going to prepare for a naval invasion from here over to, say, up here. These guys are going to prepare, you guessed it, for a naval invasion from... We don't want to go there. From here over to... over here. Like that. And then these guys, they're going to prepare for a naval invasion from, say, here again, over to... not there, but here. Like that. Okay. So we'll get that started. That's fantastic. And they're going to start preparing for that. We do need naval superiority, and our ships are moving into position for that. So we are going to continue working on these researches, of course. We're going to grab, say, self-propelled artillery there. There we go. Now, with us being flat out of manpower, this isn't necessarily the best idea, but it'll hopefully be okay. There's a month tick, and there's some manpower, and we're expecting it to be gone pretty immediately. There it goes. Excellent. Now, note that none of these are naval invasion specialists. Ah, note that this dips down into here. That's definitely a thing that we need to think about. So we're going to take these guys, and we're going to have them patrol the Atlantic Indian Ridge, and we're going to remove them from the North Pacific for right now. Okay. There we go. So they'll move down into position. Fantastic. And all of these guys should be in motion as well, right? They kind of aren't. You know why? Because they weren't actually assigned to these orders. Yeah, no divisions to all of them. So we're going to have to remove all current orders. Well, actually, no. Specifically, we're going to remove this order. Okay. Now they're not assigned to orders, and we're just going to go down the line here. These guys get assigned to this order. After the assignment, Army 1 will be disbanded. Are you sure you want to assign to Army 2? No, so this needs to be Army 2. There we go. Which army is this assigned to? Army 1. Okay. Army 7? No, this needs to be Army 5. There we go. Army 7? Yes. And then Army 8 goes to one of these. Which one doesn't have any divisions assigned? 24 divisions, 24 divisions, 24 divisions. It must be this one. Yes. Okay, so now all of these guys are in motion. Fantastic. So off they go. I'm guessing supplies are going to be fairly tight over here. Actually, no, they're not. They're going to be great. Supplies are going to be absolutely fine. So that's wonderful. This modern tank brigade moves in here. And when is that last modern tank brigade going to be done? Okay, 22 July. That's not too bad. Medium tank 1s have been researched. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and research medium tank 2s next. At least through war, there will be an end to this never-ending conflict that has ended. The United Kingdom declared war on Rexist Belgium. Oh, they're pretty fascist. Okay. They would join the faction, but that's not going to be a thing. Excellent. Our eyes are set on nationalist South Africa. That'll be done in about 60 days. When is our justification going to be done? Longer than that. Okay, good. So we're going to move into position. How are we doing on our number of tanks here? It's improving. But it's going to last for a while yet. That's not shocking. Okay. Well, that's completely fine. No worries whatsoever on that one. Our war support is pretty low right now. There's no doubt about it. We can do a basic amphibious tank now, and we're going to do improved amphibious tanks. That's very laggy. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. I'm guessing the UK is just wrecking Rexist Belgium right now. Very laggy. Okay. Yeah, that's what's happening. Fantastic. The Allies are just going ham over there. As is their wont. Well, that's fine. They can do that. It's going to continue to be laggy for a bit, it seems. This is what the game paused. It'll get caught up soon enough. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to continue fighting through the lag, and hopefully the allies... Oh, hello. That's another part of it. I forgot about that. Okay. Sounds good. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.